Welcome to episode 125 of Build Your House Yourself University by BYHYU. I'm your host and fellow student, Michelle Nelson, and together we'll learn the basics of home design and construction and demystify the building process so we can develop strong plans and build quality dream homes with or without a general contractor. After giving a general overview last week of what's needed for the specifications for plumbing, mechanical, and electrical, I thought it would be helpful to go into more detail about the lighting and electrical plan that you'll need to give the electrician. There's so much to consider. I'll give you a list of 50 suggestions that you can use as a checklist that will help you develop a pretty complete electrical and lighting plan before you even meet with your builder or electrician for the lighting walkthrough. The lighting walkthrough typically happens in the rough-in stage, after framing is complete and before the drywall goes up. Usually the homeowner will walk through the framed house with the electrician and or builder and discuss where fixtures, outlets, and light switches will go. But thinking through the electrical and lighting plan well before you have to do the electrical walkthrough will allow you more time to consider exactly what features and outlets you want and where. This decreases the chances of you forgetting an outlet or light switch somewhere. It will also give you an opportunity to develop more detailed specifications so you can get a more accurate electrical bid. You may want to do a walkthrough by yourself a time or two when developing your lighting plan, just so you can get your thoughts together and not feel rushed when you have to do the official walkthrough with the electrician and or builder. I'll give you 50 suggestions in this episode, plus 21 more tips in a bonus episode, episode 125.5. It's probably best to make a written room-by-room list of fixtures and features, plus mark your house plan where the electrical fixtures, outlets, and light switches will go. You can mark the plan with different colors. You can use different colored dots or symbols for light switches, outlets, recessed can lights, under cabinet lighting, and lighting fixtures such as wall sconces, table lamps, floor lamps, and chandeliers. For example, you might symbolize all recessed can lights with black dots and light switches with red dots. Outlets could be blue and lighting fixtures could be green. If you really want to be helpful and a little type A, after you figure out the exact lighting fixtures you want to go in each space, you can paste a photo of the fixture on a paper copy of your house plan. Paste each lighting fixture photo in a diagram of the room where it will go. That will serve as a master guide for your electrician when he installs your fixtures towards the end of the build. Now, about these electrical and lighting plan suggestions. Not all these suggestions will work for your family, house, or lifestyle, so use what works and leave the rest. And keep in mind, these tips should go on your preliminary list. You'll want to go over a preliminary electrical plan and preliminary marked up house plan with your electrician and or builder to see if they have any additional suggestions that would make your lighting plan more functional or more economical. One of the first things you'll want to do when starting your electrical plan is to do a rough furniture layout. Give some thought to where sofas, beds, tables, chairs, built-ins, and televisions will go. That will make it easier for you to mark your house plan where your lighting fixtures and sockets should be placed. Also, think about what you love and what you hate about the lighting and electrical layout in your current house when considering the lighting plan for your new house. For example, I hate that my current house is dimly lit with yellowish light in bathrooms and closets and the laundry room. So in my new house, I'm going to have plenty of neutral, non-yellow light in those areas. All right, let's get to those tips. Number 1, if you don't want a smart lighting system that can be controlled by your smartphone or tablet, you'll probably want a bedside switch to control all your bedroom lighting. Put that all-in-one bedroom lighting switch on at least one side of the bed and both sides of the bed if you have a spouse or partner, and if your budget allows. Place the switches above the bedside tables a few inches away from the bed. Put any lights, including table lamps, that cannot be reached from your bed on that light switch circuit. You might want to put 2 switches on one plate, one switch to control bright overhead general and task lighting, and one switch to control dimmer light that's easier on the eyes when you first wake up. And don't forget to put similar switches near the bedroom door too. Number 2, since we often use more than 2 sockets near our bedside tables, ask if code allows you to place extra large outlets near your bed. If so, instead of going with the standard 2-socket outlet, ask your electrician for outlets with 4 or even 6 sockets, plus a USB port to charge your phone. Number 3, consider hanging pendants, small chandeliers, or wall sconces as your bedside lights, so you don't have to crowd your nightstand with a table lamp. Number 4, place bedside sockets between your nightstand and your bed instead of in hard-to-reach places like behind your bed or behind your nightstand. That way, you won't scuff your hands or have to move furniture every time you want to plug something in. Code might require that outlets be spaced every 4, 6, or 8 feet, so you might end up with sockets behind furniture anyway, but at least have a few outlets that are easily accessible. Number 5, if you're not sure how many outlets you'll need in a room, get more than you think you'll need. If you're wondering about whether to put 4 or 5 outlets in the room, for example, go for 5. Better to have a couple of extra than not enough. But don't go crazy with the extra outlets. Let's face it, electrical outlets are not very attractive, and the more you request, the more you'll have to pay for. Number 6, place electrical outlets inside a bathroom vanity drawer so you can plug in and store hair dryers, electric toothbrushes, and electric shavers. Make sure you use one of the top drawers so that you can easily use the plugged-in appliance while you're standing at the mirror. If you use a bottom drawer, the appliance cord may not be long enough to reach to you. Number 7, if you sometimes charge your phone while you're in the bathroom getting dressed, get the electrician to add a USB port either in that vanity drawer with electrical outlets or on the bathroom wall. Number 8, imagine yourself walking through every room of the house to help you decide where you should place light switches. In hallways, you probably want one switch at each end of the hallway. Most average-size rooms will only need one light switch. Number 9, place a light switch at every exterior exit, not just at the front door, but at the side, back, and garage entrance doors too, and doors to decks and patios. Those light switches should control both interior and exterior lights. Number 10, light switches to closets, pantries, garages, attics, and basements should be placed outside of those spaces so you don't have to enter a dark room and fumble for a light switch. Number 11, alternatively, motion-activated lights can be placed in closets, pantries, garages, and attics, especially if you and your family have a tendency to forget to turn lights off when you leave those spaces. If your basement will be used mainly for storage and not as a living area, a motion sensor light could be a good idea. But if your basement will be a living space where you'll be relaxing on the sofa without much movement for long periods of time, you probably don't want a motion-activated light there, or you might find yourself in the dark while you're quietly reading a book. Number 12, put light switches at the top and bottom of staircases and add small lights along the steps. If your budget allows, you can put those stairwell lights on a motion sensor system if you like. Number 13, consider where you'll want to hang pictures and art and avoid placing light switches in those places. Number 14, many lighting designers and electricians warn against overlighting your house. They say too much light can be unattractive. Plus, it's expensive. But if you hate a dark house like I do, you could add lots of lighting, as your budget allows, and put the fixtures on dimmers so you can adjust the amount of light at different times of day and for different occasions. Number 15, an easy rule of thumb to remember for recessed lights is that 4-inch cans should be placed 4 feet apart and 6-inch cans should be placed 6 feet apart. You may not need that much lighting in each room. Bedrooms, media rooms, and some living spaces could probably function just fine with less lighting, but be generous with lighting in bathrooms, kitchens, and closets. Number 16, do not have light directly over your head as you stand in front of the bathroom vanity mirror. That downlight will produce large, unattractive shadows on your face, making shaving and doing your hair and makeup challenging. The best place to put lights in your bathroom is on both sides of the vanity mirror and above the mirror. Not above your head, but above the mirror. If you can't manage to do both of these, the second best option is to put lights for your bathroom vanity either on both sides of the mirror or above the mirror. The worst thing you can do is put a light in the ceiling above your head. Number 17, plan exactly where your dining room table will be and place the lighting fixture so it's centered over the dining table. That may or may not be the center of the room, but you want the light centered over the table and not necessarily centered in the room. Number 18, don't forget lighting on the outside of the house. Place some wall lights beside your doors and use uplights and downlights on your house and in your landscape. You can also put motion sensor lights above your garage and in your front and backyards. Number 19, don't forget to add ceiling fans. I think there was a time, maybe about 15 years ago, when people avoided putting ceiling fans in custom homes, but that's changed in recent years. Most of the model and show homes that I've visited, even the higher end ones, have ceiling fans in many bedrooms and some living areas. Ceiling fans used to be kind of ugly, but there are some really beautiful fans on the market now. And let's face it, ceiling fans are super practical as they allow our hot-natured family members and guests to enjoy a cool breeze. If you live in a hot climate, consider adding outdoor ceiling fans to covered porches. Number 20, if you have plans for home automation, decide where to place the control panels. Put them somewhere that's practical, but not in plain view of guests. Maybe in the corner of a kitchen, in the mudroom, or even a closet. Talk to your electrician or builder or home automation specialist about where they think the home automation panel should go. Number 21, if your budget is tight, but you know you'll want more lighting fixtures, a home theater, a finished basement, solar panels, or an outdoor kitchen at some point in the future, ask the electrician to run the wires and cables to those areas where you have future plans. That way, you can easily add those features when the time is right. Number 22, remember that your lighting layout should take into account ceiling beams and other architectural and structural features. Number 23, in a bathroom that has 2 entrances, a Jack and Jill bathroom, for example, remember to put light switches near each door. Number 24, think about your Christmas trees and holiday lights and think about where they'll go. Then add outlets to those places, both indoors and outdoors. Think about adding light switches to those areas so that you don't have to crouch down and wrestle your Christmas tree or garland to plug or unplug your Christmas lights. You could also ask to have a light switch that controls all your indoor holiday lights and request a second switch to control all your outdoor holiday lights. And put those switches in out-of-the-way places, like inside a coat closet, since they'll only be used for a short time of the year. Another option is to put those holiday lights on a timer. Number 25, if you or your children take naps regularly and you don't want to be disturbed by the doorbell, you can ask for an on and off switch for the doorbell. That way, you can turn the doorbell off during nap time. Number 26, kitchens often have outlets every 4 feet. That can be a lot of outlets scattered around your beautiful backsplash. Instead, you can put outlet strips inconspicuously under your upper cabinets. If you've never seen under cabinet outlets, I'll have a picture in the show notes, which you'll find at BYHYU.com. Number 27, in addition to putting an outlet strip beneath upper cabinets, add lighting under upper cabinets so you can clearly see as you're chopping, mixing, or cleaning on the countertop below. Number 28, think about where smoke and carbon monoxide detectors will go and make sure they're not in an area that bothers you. Number 29, put an outlet in the broom closet for your rechargeable vacuum, steam mop, or other small electronics. Number 30, put outlets near the toilet if you want the toilet seat bidet option. Number 31, ask for an outlet inside walk-in closets for steaming and ironing clothes. Number 32, put an outlet in walk-in pantries in case you want to plug in small appliances like blenders. Some people like to place their microwaves in the pantry. Number 33, consider adding a ceiling fan or outlets for floor fans or tabletop fans in your bathroom or walk-in closets if you're prone to getting hot while getting dressed. Number 34, ask yourself if you want lights in your built-ins and if you want a television to go in any built-ins. Number 35, speaking of televisions, decide where they'll go and indicate that. Decide where they'll go and indicate whether they'll be wall-mounted. Number 36, consider different switches for your recessed lighting and your chandelier. That way, you can choose whether you want all lights on at once or not. Number 37, put waterproof outlets and USB ports around outdoor living and dining spaces. This allows you to avoid running extension cords across those areas. 38, don't forget electrical outlets for hot tubs and swimming pool equipment. Number 39, take pictures of the wiring and switches in each wall. Just before the sheetrock goes up, go from room to room and take the pictures. You'll be glad to have those images handy when you need work done in the walls. The images will help any electrician find the wires and any other trades to avoid damaging those wires. Number 40, indicate if you want heated towel racks in your bathrooms and where. You'll also want to tell the electrician if you want radiant heated floors. Number 41, tell your electrician if you want a keypad entry option on your garage and/or front doors. 42, don't forget the wiring and cable hookup if you want an outdoor waterproof television and speakers for outdoor audio. Number 43, run a conduit along the driveway for future outdoor wiring needs and run a conduit along an interior wall from the basement to the attic for future indoor wiring needs. A conduit is just hollow tubing. Some people even use PVC piping for the conduit. Number 44, add a master switch that controls all exterior lights or put exterior lights on timers. 45, add a master switch at each exit at the front, back, and garage doors. And that master switch will turn off all lights in the house when you're leaving for work or school. Number 46, if you have a crawl space foundation, have lights put in that area for plumbers and other workers who might at some point need to work under the house. Number 47, if you're considering solar panels, tell your electrician. Even if you don't put the solar panels in right away, it's easier if you can get the appropriate wiring installed during the construction phase. Number 48, think about the placement of your breaker boxes. Put them in places that are easy to get to, but not in plain sight. Think about a place like a garage, mudroom, or laundry room. Number 49, show where all your kitchen appliances will be, both large and small. Number 50, place outlets in a kitchen appliance garage or some other hidden away, easy to access place where you can store frequently used appliances like coffee makers, toasters, blenders, and can openers. Phew, that was quite a list. But remember, I have another 21 suggestions that I put in a bonus episode, so this show wouldn't be too long. Take a listen to episode 125.5. You might also listen to episode 103 called Lighting 101 for more information that can help you understand lighting better and for more detail about different types of bulbs and hues of light. If you want to support the podcast, you can do that by spreading the word and sharing your favorite episode by text, email, or on social media. You could also leave me a 5-star rating and review. I want to thank the 2 of you who left me a review last week. At this point, I only have 5 more to get to 100. Well, that's all I have for this week. I hope this helps you with your lighting plan. And I hope you'll join me again next week for another episode of Build Your House Yourself University. BYHYU. Please remember that the purpose of this podcast is simply to educate and inform. It's not a substitute for professional advice. The information that you hear is based only on the opinions, research, and experiences of my guests and myself. That information might be incomplete, it's subject to change, and it may not apply to your project. In addition, building codes and requirements vary from region to region, so always consult a professional about specific recommendations for your home.